Ladies and gentlemen, life is a journey of discovery, an endless exploration of who we are and who we are capable of becoming. Along this winding path, a certain strength begins to reveal itself, unmistakable and radiant, often found in women who have endured, risen, and flourished in ways few expect. Today I, SHI HENG YI, speaking through UNBREAKABLE Mindset, want to share with you 7 signs that you are indeed a truly strong woman. Life, in all its boundless unpredictability, shapes us in ways we rarely foresee. It is a teacher, sometimes merciless yet always revealing. Pain carves its signature upon us. Loss leaves hollow spaces. Betrayal etches its lines deep into the fabric of our trust. These experiences, though profoundly challenging, are not moments meant to be buried. They are not marks of shame, nor burdens to carry in silence. They are pages of a story that only a strong woman can write. To carry scars not as chains that restrain, but as armor that protects, is a testament to resilience that refuses to shatter. Each scar holds a memory, a lesson, a turning point where the choice was made to rise rather than collapse. A scar is evidence of a battle faced and survived, a symbol of healing earned through time, effort, and unwavering willpower. They remind the world, and more importantly oneself, that even in moments of deepest despair, there was courage to continue forward. These marks, whether seen or hidden, are not weaknesses. They are proof of endurance, of strength, of the unyielding spirit within a woman who has weathered life's fiercest storms. To embrace these scars is to honor the journey. They tell a story of resilience, not perfection, of humanity, not invincibility. A strong woman does not run from her hardships. She holds them close, knowing every trial shaped the person she stands as today. Betrayals taught her discernment. Loss taught her gratitude. Pain taught her the value of joy. These lessons cannot simply be read. They are carved into her very being. Scars in their truest form are transformations. They show that wounds have healed, that time has done its work, and that strength has triumphed over vulnerability. When a strong woman wears her scars as armor, she sends a message: I have been tested, and I have prevailed. Her scars do not ache anymore. They stand as silent witnesses to her battles, shields against future blows, and reminders of all she has overcome. This strength does not need to shout. It does not boast. It exists in quiet moments of self-acceptance, in the steady gaze she casts upon her reflection, in the steps she takes toward the future, unshaken by the shadows of the past. Her scars are her truth, her story, her power. They do not hold her back, they propel her forward. When you see a woman who carries her scars like armor, you are witnessing someone who has mastered the art of turning adversity into strength. Her scars are her medals, not for applause, but as a quiet celebration of survival and growth. She does not hide them, for they are not marks of defeat. They are proof that she has lived, loved, lost, and most importantly, risen again. There is immense power in understanding the value of saying, no. It is not rebellion. It is not defiance. It is an expression of self-worth, a declaration of boundaries shaped through wisdom, experience, and self-respect. To say no when the world expects you to nod in agreement is an act of silent courage, a reminder that strength begins with honoring yourself, or others, and to yourself, that you will not betray your essence just to please the masses. It is in these moments of quiet resolve that true strength reveals itself, not as force or dominance, but as the unwavering conviction to honor your own needs and values. Saying no is rarely easy. It comes with the weight of guilt, the fear of being misunderstood, the worry of disappointing those around you. But a strong woman understands that the discomfort of a single moment is nothing compared to the cost of constantly compromising herself. She knows that a life spent saying yes to everything is not an authentic life. It is a life shaped by the expectations of others. And that is not her path. Her path is one of integrity, and it begins with the courage to decline what does not nourish her. The act of saying no is not born from selfishness, but from self-awareness. It is not about closing off from the world. It is about ensuring that the energy she gives is purposeful and meaningful. A strong woman knows her time, her emotional well-being, and her mental clarity are finite resources. To protect them is not selfish, it is wise. She refuses to pour from an empty cup, to stretch herself thin, or to sacrifice her peace for the sake of fleeting approval. Her no becomes a shield, not against others, but against the erosion of her own spirit. This strength does not mean she is unkind or distant. On the contrary, she is deeply empathetic, but she does not confuse kindness with submission. She knows that true compassion begins with herself. By honoring her own boundaries, she teaches others to honor theirs. Her no is not a rejection of others. It is a reflection of the respect she holds for herself and the life she is building. A strong woman understands that the power of no does not lie in the word, but in the resolve behind it. It is not about closing doors. It is about choosing the right ones to open. It is about prioritizing what aligns with her purpose, her values, and her vision for her life. She is not afraid of the discomfort that may arise from her choices, because she trusts the clarity they bring. Her no becomes a compass guiding her away from what drains her and toward what empowers her. And so, when she speaks this small but mighty word, it is never a refusal. It is an affirmation of her worth, her strength, and her commitment to living authentically. Through this, she reminds the world and herself that she is not here to simply exist, but to thrive on her own terms. The world is an orchestra of sounds, a symphony of voices, opinions, and demands pulling us in countless directions. The constant hum of life, the relentless pace, often leaves little room for the most essential connection we can have, the one with ourselves. Yet a strong woman understands the value of stepping away from the noise, of retreating into solitude, not as an escape, but as an intentional act of self-preservation. To be alone is not to be lonely, a distinction she understands instinctively. Solitude is not the absence of connection, it is the presence of clarity. In the stillness, she finds a rare kind of freedom, the freedom to think without interruption, to hear the quiet truths of her own heart, to discover who she is beyond the roles she plays and the expectations placed upon her. This is not a retreat born of weakness, but a conscious return to center, a moment to recharge, refocus, and ground herself in her own strength. In solitude, she does not run from the world, she faces herself. The quiet moments become a mirror reflecting her fears, her hopes, her unspoken desires. It is here, in this sacred space, that she dares to ask the questions others avoid. Who am I when no one is watching? What do I truly want? And what is holding me back? These are not easy questions, nor are the answers always comforting. But a strong woman does not shy away from discomfort. She walks toward it, knowing that growth lies on the other side of self-awareness. The world glorifies constant connection, equating business with success and solitude with isolation. But a strong woman rejects this illusion. She knows that being alone is not being disconnected. In truth, solitude allows her to connect more deeply with herself and with others. When she emerges from these moments of quiet retreat, she returns with renewed purpose and a clearer understanding of what truly matters. Her presence is not weakened by silence, it is strengthened by it, amplified by the inner stability she cultivates in the stillness. Solitude, for her, is not an escape from challenges, but preparation for them. It is in these quiet spaces that she gathers her thoughts, sharpens her focus, and nourishes the resilience that allows her to meet the world with unwavering grace. She does not fear the silence because she has made peace with herself. In solitude, she finds not emptiness but abundance, insight, creativity, and a deep inner calm that cannot be shaken by external storms. A strong woman understands that solitude is not a luxury, it is a necessity. It is where she breathes deeply, thinks freely, and grows continuously. In choosing solitude, She does not withdraw from the world. She fortifies her place within it. For only by knowing herself fully can she stand firmly and unapologetically in her truth. True strength is never self-centered. It is generous, expansive, and quietly transformative. A strong woman recognizes that the essence of her power is not meant to be kept but shared. She lifts others, not for recognition, not for praise, but because she understands a simple truth: strength is not diminished when shared. It is multiplied. When she sees someone struggling, she offers her hand, her insight, or simply her presence, knowing that even the smallest gesture can create waves of change. Her generosity comes from authenticity, a genuine desire to see others thrive, not as reflections of herself, but as expressions of the compassion she carries within. To uplift others without losing oneself requires balance, and it is here that a strong woman shines brightest. She knows where she begins and where she ends. She maintains her sense of self even as she pours into others. She does not neglect herself in the name of kindness. She understands that true support can only be offered from a place of wholeness. There is no martyrdom in her strength, no self-sacrifice disguised as virtue. Instead, she gives from steadiness, protecting her own flame while helping to light the flames of others. This ability to uplift without losing herself is not a gift, but a skill shaped by experience, wisdom, and awareness. A strong woman knows when to encourage, and when to step back, when to guide, and when to let others find their own way. She understands that empowerment is not doing everything for someone. It is helping them recognize the strength that already lives within them. She does not carry others on her back. She walks beside them, encouraging each step, even when the path is uncertain. Her strength is evident in the way she celebrates others' successes without envy or comparison. She knows that another person's victory does not diminish her own, just as her light does not dim when someone else begins to shine. She takes genuine joy in seeing others rise, understanding that their growth contributes to a greater collective strength. There is no competition in her heart, only collaboration, only the desire to witness others reach their fullest potential. What makes this strength remarkable is its quiet power. It does not seek validation or applause. A strong woman does not need anyone to recognize her efforts. Her fulfillment comes from knowing she has made a difference, however small. She is the steady presence, the calm encouragement, the one who sees potential where others see only barriers. By uplifting others without losing herself, she becomes a force that cannot be contained, radiating resilience and positivity, inspiring those around her to believe in their own power, and creating a legacy of strength, compassion, and hope that reaches far beyond her own life. Life, by its nature, is an ever-changing current, a river carving its way through the landscape of time. It ebbs and flows, shifting direction without warning, reshaping everything in its path. For many, change brings fear, a desire to cling to what is familiar, even when it no longer serves them. But a strong woman moves differently. She does not see change as an enemy, but as a companion, a force that challenges her to adapt, evolve, and expand. She understands that resisting the current only creates tension and suffering. To cling to the shore is to remain confined by what already is. She knows there is no growth in stagnation, no progress in refusing to move. And so, she releases her grip and allows herself to be carried, not in surrender, but in trust. Trust in her resilience, trust in her inner strength, trust in the opportunities woven into every shift of the tide. She does not deny the discomfort that often comes with change. She feels it, acknowledges it, but does not allow it to paralyze her. She has learned that discomfort is not a sign of failure. It is a sign of transformation. Just as a seed must break open to sprout, she understands that growth sometimes requires breaking away from what once held her. She embraces this discomfort as proof that she is stepping into something larger, something unknown yet rich with possibility. Her strength lies in her adaptability, in her ability to navigate shifting waters with grace and determination. When challenges arise, she does not shrink back or mourn what has ended. Instead, she asks herself, what can I learn from this? How can this make me stronger, wiser, more resilient? Each twist and turn in the river becomes an opportunity for self-discovery, a chance to refine her character and widen her horizons. A strong woman knows that change is not merely about moving forward. It is about releasing what no longer aligns with her values, her purpose, and her truth. This letting go requires courage. The courage to walk away from situations, relationships, or beliefs that have served their time but no longer nourish her journey. She understands that letting go is not loss. It is liberation, creating space for something new and more aligned. Even when the current grows wild, when the waters rise with uncertainty, she does not falter. She draws upon the inner reservoir of strength she has cultivated over years, strength born of experience, clarity, and self-belief. She trusts that the storm will pass, and when it does, she will emerge not only intact but transformed, stronger, wiser, and more capable than before. For her, change is not just an external force, it is an internal choice. It is the decision to embrace life in all its unpredictability, to see possibility where others see fear, and to move forward with the unwavering belief that every new chapter carries the promise of growth. Strength is not the absence of fear, nor is it found in an unshakable exterior or an impenetrable facade. True strength lives in the willingness to act even when fear sits heavy in the chest and uncertainty whispers through the mind. It is in those fragile moments, when the world feels unsteady and your voice trembles, that courage reveals itself. To speak your truth, even when your voice shakes, is one of the purest expressions of bravery. It is not the volume of your words that gives them power, but the authenticity with which they are spoken. There is a quiet strength in vulnerability, a power born from allowing yourself to be seen and heard even when it feels as though the ground beneath you might give way. To speak your truth is to risk misunderstanding, judgment, and rejection. Yet it is also to honor yourself and the principles you hold dear. It is a declaration that your voice matters, that your perspective has value, and that your presence deserves acknowledgement. The world often tests those who dare to be genuine. Society encourages conformity, rewarding those who blend in rather than those who stand out. But a strong woman knows that silence, though comforting, can become the heaviest burden of all. To stay silent when your heart urges you to speak is to deny a part of yourself, and that denial comes at a cost. It is in these moments of inner conflict that courage rises. It is here that you embrace the tremor in your voice and speak anyway. Words born from truth carry a weight beyond volume. They resonate because they come from integrity. When you speak your truth, you do not do so to win, nor to seek approval. You speak because it is right, even if you stand alone. Your voice, though trembling, carries the strength of conviction, and that strength inspires others to discover their own. Courage is not the absence of doubt, but the decision to move through it. A shaking voice is not weakness. It is evidence of resolve. It takes immense strength to move past the fear of judgment, dismissal, or being misunderstood, and to speak anyway. Each time you do, you reinforce your faith in yourself and your ability to walk through life with honesty and grace. To speak your truth amid adversity is to remind the world of the power of authenticity and the beauty of resilience. It is an act of self-respect, a commitment to your values, and a profound demonstration of inner strength. The tremor in your voice does not diminish the truth. It magnifies it. It shows that you are human, vulnerable, and yet unbreakably brave. And finally, the seventh sign: you love yourself as fiercely as you love others. This is the foundation of everything. A strong woman understands that she cannot pour from an empty cup. She nurtures herself, forgives herself, and celebrates herself, not out of vanity, but from the understanding that self-love is the source of all other love. To truly love oneself is not a simple feat, nor is it an indulgence, becomes an act of courage and wisdom. It means looking in the mirror and seeing not just flaws or imperfections, but the story behind them. The triumphs, the lessons learned, the battles fought and survived. A strong woman does not chase perfection, for she knows perfection is an illusion. Instead, she embraces her humanity, her moments of vulnerability, and the strength forged within them. Loving oneself is not a declaration but a practice, a deliberate choice to care for one's body, mind, and soul. It shows in the way she respects her own needs, whether that means resting, healing, or simply allowing herself to be. She understands the value of saying no to what does not serve her well-being, recognizing that prioritizing herself is not selfish but necessary. How can she offer kindness, understanding, or strength to others if she denies these gifts to herself? A strong woman gives herself permission to pause, to recharge, to honor her boundaries, knowing that these acts empower her to meet the world with clarity and resilience. Forgiveness becomes a cornerstone of her self-love. She forgives herself not to erase mistakes, but to release their weight. She knows dwelling on past errors does not transform them. So she chooses to learn, to soften her inner voice, to speak to herself with the compassion she would offer a dear friend. Replacing harsh criticism with encouragement is not weakness, but profound inner strength, for it takes courage to let go of guilt and step into the freedom to grow. Celebration is another form of this love. She acknowledges her achievements, both great and small. She honors the work she has done, the challenges she has outgrown, the woman she has become. She does not wait for the world to validate her worth. She knows it inherently. She celebrates not from arrogance but from gratitude, gifting herself moments of joy, moments of indulgence, moments of reflection. In doing so, she honors the life she continues to build. And when a strong woman loves herself, that love becomes a light extending outward, touching those around her. She inspires others to rise, to recognize their own worth, to walk forward with quiet inner confidence. Her self-love is not solitary. It becomes a gift to the world, teaching others what it means to live authentically, boldly, and with an open heart. So if you recognize these signs within yourself, understand this: you are a force of nature, a steady beacon of strength in a world that often seeks to diminish it. You are proof that true power is not loud or demanding, but enduring, grounded, and profoundly beautiful. And in those quiet moments when doubt whispers in your ear, remember these signs. Remember who you are. And never, ever apologize for the power you carry. It is yours, and it is extraordinary.